Good morning children and welcome back after a break. So how are you children? I hope you all well and safe with the grace of God. Now children, in the previous class we learned about plant anatomy. This 12th unit, that's plant anatomy and plant physiology. This plant anatomy, there are so many branches in botany: plant anatomy, plant morphology, plant physiology, taxonomy, etc. This plant anatomical chapter, we learned the internal structure. What is plant anatomy? The study of internal structure of plants. Plant physiology. What is plant physiology? This plant physiology is the study of functional aspects of plants. You all know the anatomy or the internal structure of root, leaf, stem, etc. Now our topic is plant physiology. This physiology is the functional aspects of plants. Plant physiology is the functional aspects of plants. Plants perform functions such as photosynthesis, respiration, transportation, etc. The important function, one of the foremost important function is photosynthesis. Now we are going to learn about photosynthesis. The term photosynthesis, photo means light, synthesis means to build. So photosynthesis is a process by which the autotrophic organisms prepare their own food by utilizing sun's light energy. So photo means light, synthesis means to build. The autotrophic organism, you must know what are autotrophic organisms. Organisms which prepare their own food are called autotrophs. All green plants are autotrophs. They have the wonderful pigment in their plant body that is called chlorophyll. So with the help of making of this chlorophyll, plants prepare their own food. So they are called autotrophs. Their mode of nutrition is also called autotrophic mode of nutrition. Now this chlorophyll, where it will be? These plants have the wonderful pigment called chlorophyll. So the plants will have so many organelles. One of the important organelle present in green plants is chlorophyll. This chlorophyll is present in the organelle called chloroplast. One of the plants will have mitochondria, ribosome, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, etc. This important organelle present in plants is chloroplast. It is one of the important organelle. This organelle contains the wonderful green pigment that is called chlorophyll. It is very essential for this process, photosynthesis. Now, the structure of chloroplast. This we can recall the structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is surrounded by double membrane, outer membrane and inner membrane. It is surrounded by double membrane. This is outer membrane and this is inner membrane. These two membranes are separated by a space. So, this is outer and inner, a space called intermembrane space. The space which is separated by outer and inner membrane, the space is present in between these two membranes, that is called intermembrane space. Now, so this space encloses the components. Now, the matrix which is present inside, the chloroplast is called stroma. Stroma of the chloroplast. The matrix which is present inside the chloroplast is called stroma. The stroma contains DNA, RNA and enzymes which are required for protein synthesis. Now the stroma contain the thylakoids. Thylakoids are the structures which are the stacks of points which are stacks of coin-like structure which are present inside the chloroplast. These are called thylakoids. These stacks of coins-like structure which is present inside the chloroplast is called thylakoids, which are arranged one above the other. The whole structure is called granum. This granum is interconnected by a fret membrane. Interconnected each other by a membrane called fret membrane or fret channel. So these are the structures are present inside the chloroplast. Now this photosynthetic reaction, with the help of this chloroplast and the other required materials, plants prepare their own food. Now listen, this photosynthetic reaction. It is the overall equation for photosynthesis is CO2 plus H2O yield C6 H12 O6 plus H2O plus oxygen. Then it balance the equation. Carbon dioxide combines with the water molecule in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll and produce the carbohydrate that is called glucose. So carbon dioxide combines with the water molecule in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. It will produce the carbohydrate. It is nothing but glucose. This is the end product of photosynthesis. Which is the end product of photosynthesis? Glucose. Glucose is the end product of photosynthesis. Water and oxygen, these two are the byproducts of photosynthesis. So the requirements of photosynthesis: carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. Make use of all these raw materials, plants prepare their food. So plants are called autotrophs. Their mode of nutrition is autotrophic mode of nutrition. So make use of this raw material such as CO2 and H2O. Plants prepare the food, that is nothing but glucose. So the end product of photosynthesis is glucose and the byproducts of photosynthesis, water and oxygen. So importance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an important process. It's a life process. It's very, very important because this photosynthetic this process provide food, not only provide food but also it provide oxygen for our respiration. So it is very, very important. It's a life process. This by photosynthesis, we can synthesize the photosynthetic process, synthesize fatty acids, vitamins, proteins, etc. So photosynthetic process is very, very important. Now next, where does the photosynthesis occur? Photosynthesis occur in green parts of the plant, especially leaves, stem and also the flower buds. Photosynthesis, where does the photosynthesis occur? It occurs in all green parts of the plant such as leaves, stem and flower buds. Photosynthesis, leaves are the very important organ. Plants are very, very, very important in the universe because plants are autotrophs. They are producers. They are producing food. But we people are heterotrophs. We are totally dependent on plants and animals for our food. So we people are heterotrophs. All plants are autotrophs and they are producers. But we people are heterotrophs and consumers. Now, this photosynthetic process is very, very important because it provides the food for all living beings. This plants have many organs. Leaves are the important organs for photosynthesis. Chloroplast is the important site for photosynthesis because with the help of chloroplast, photosynthesis takes place. Leaves are the organs. Leaves are the organs of photosynthesis. Chloroplast is the site for photosynthesis because the photosynthetic reaction takes place inside the chloroplast. These are the sites. So leaves are the organs of photosynthesis. Chloroplast or the sites of photosynthesis where this photosynthetic reaction takes place. Next, about photosynthetic pigments. Pigments involved in photosynthesis are called photosynthetic pigments. What are called photosynthetic pigments? Pigments involved in photosynthesis are called photosynthetic pigments. These pigments are classified into two classes, namely primary pigment and accessory pigment. So photosynthetic pigments involved in photosynthesis are called photosynthetic pigments. Photosynthetic pigments are grouped into two classes, primary pigment and accessory pigments. Chlorophyll A is called primary pigment. Chlorophyll A is called primary pigment because it traps the sun's light energy and it converts it into chemical energy and electrical energy. So it is also called a reaction center. This accessory pigments, chlorophyll B and carotenoids. These pigments are called accessory pigments because these pigments traps the light energy, absorbs light energy and goes on to the chlorophyll A. These pigments absorbs light energy and goes on to chlorophyll A. So these pigments are called accessory pigments. They are also called harvesting centers. So, reaction center and harvesting centers together called photosystem. So, this reaction center and harvesting center together called photosystem. What are called photosynthetic pigments? Pigments involved in photosynthesis are called photosynthetic pigments. It is present inside the cellular organelle, that is chloroplast. This primary pigment. These pigments are classified into two classes, primary pigment and accessory pigment. Primary pigment is called chlorophyll A. Chlorophyll A is called primary pigment because it has the capacity to trap the light energy and it converts into electrical energy and chemical energy. So it is also called a reaction center. Then chlorophyll B and carotenoids, that is the pigments other than chlorophyll A are called accessory pigment. These pigments absorbs light energy or traps the light energy and pass on to chlorophyll A. So these are called harvesting centers. Reaction center and harvesting centers together called photosystems. Next, about the role of light in photosynthesis. Role of light in photosynthesis. So a photosynthetic reaction takes place inside the chloroplast. Photosynthetic reactions such as light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. These two are the photosynthetic reactions. light dependent and light independent. These two are the photosynthetic reaction takes place inside the chloroplast. This light dependent reaction is also called light reaction or Hill reaction, because this why it is Hill reaction. This Hill reaction was first discovered by Robin Hill. So this reaction is named after his name. Light dependent reaction takes place in the presence of light, so it is also called light reaction. Then light reaction is discovered by Robin Hill, so light dependent reaction is also termed as Hill reaction. During light reaction, the sun's light energy is converted into chemical energy. So, during light, you must know what is light reaction, what are the other terms for light reaction, where does it take place, what are the end products of light reaction. Children, you must know what is light dependent reaction, then what are the products of end products of light reaction, where does it take place. Where does it take place? It takes place in the thylakoid membrane of the chloroplast. Light reaction or light dependent reaction takes place inside the thylakoid membrane of the chloroplast. So during light reaction, the light is captured by chlorophyll pigments and it converts into chemical energy and ATP and NADPH2. Chemical energy ATP and NADPH2. These are the products of light reaction. What are the products of light reaction? Yes, ATP and NADPH2. The full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. The full form of NADPH2 is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. These are the end products of light reaction. So children, you must know where does the light reaction takes place. Then what are the products of light reaction and how the light is absorbed by chlorophyll A. This chlorophyll A absorbs light energy directly and it converts into chemical energy ATP and NADPH2. Then these are the energy rich compounds which are formed by light reaction. Next one is dark reaction. Second photosynthetic reaction is dark reaction or light independent reaction. This light independent reaction is also called dark reaction or Calvin cycle. Why it is Calvin cycle? This light independent reaction was discovered by Melvin Calvin. So this reaction is named after the scientist Melvin Calvin. So light independent reaction you must know where does it takes place, what is the end product of this reaction. So this dark reaction takes place inside the stroma of the chloroplast. What is stroma? The matrix which is present inside the chloroplast is called stroma. This is stroma of the chloroplast. Now, so at the end of this light reaction, ATP and NADPH2 are formed, that is there inside the thylakoid membrane. From the thylakoid membrane or from the thylakoids, these energy-rich compounds enters into the stroma of the chloroplast. Now, the ATP and NADPH2, the energy-rich compounds enters the stroma of the chloroplast. So dark reaction or Calvin cycle takes place inside the stroma of the chloroplast, where this light dependent reaction takes place inside the thylakoid membrane. This dark reaction takes place inside the stroma of the chloroplast. During Calvin cycle, the CO2 is reduced into glucose. by utilizing this ATP and NADP H2. By utilizing ATP and NADP H2, which is generated by light reaction. ATP and NADP H2 are generated by light reaction. Utilizing these energy-rich compounds during dark reaction, CO2 is reduced into carbohydrate. CO2 is reduced into carbohydrate. So the inputs of Calvin cycle is CO2. Inputs of Calvin cycle is CO2, and this energy utilizing by the light dependent reaction which are generated by the energy utilized the utilization is light this ATP and NADPH2 generated by light reaction. So photosynthetic reaction, light and dark reaction. Light reaction takes place inside the thylakoid membrane. Dark reaction takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. So during the what are the other terms for dark reaction is light independent reaction and Calvin cycle. So during dark reaction, CO2 is reduced into carbohydrate. For the reduction of carbohydrate, this plants utilizing this ATP and NADPH2 generated by light reaction. So inputs of Calvin cycle, the CO2 and energy-rich compounds ATP and NADPH2. Now you all know that the plants are preparing food. The same food is utilized by the growth and development of its own plant body, and the extra food is stored in the form of carbohydrate. Some plants store food in their fruits, some plants store food in their stem, some plants store food in their leaves, some others store in their roots. The extra food is stored in their parts of the plant body. Then now certain factors are influencing or affecting the photosynthesis. Certain external factors and internal factors affecting the photosynthetic rate. For example, this external factors affecting photosynthesis: light, temperature, carbon dioxide. These are the external factors affecting photosynthesis. Next, internal factors affecting photosynthesis. Internal factors affecting photosynthesis: age of leaf, accumulation of carbohydrate, hormones, etc. These are the internal factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis: age of leaf, accumulation of carbohydrate, hormones, etc. The external factors affecting the photosynthesis: light, temperature, CO2, then mineral nutrients. These are the factors which affects the rate of photosynthesis. Suppose when the leaf attains age, there will be the loss of chlorophyll. So the rate of photosynthesis also altered. Then accumulation of carbohydrate and hormones are there. Apart from normal level, there will be the less rate of photosynthesis. Now children, turn to page 181. You have to write the question, what is photosynthesis? Children, turn to page 181 and write down the question, what is photosynthesis? In the first paragraph you write what is photosynthesis. Above the first paragraph you write what is photosynthesis. Write down the equation for photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? write down the equation for photosynthesis. You have to mark the definition, the process by which the green plants prepare their own food by utilizing sun's light energy, CO2, water in the presence of chlorophyll. The equation also mark. CO2 plus H2O gives glucose plus water plus oxygen. This equation also you have to mark. Then in the next, above the next paragraph write, why does photosynthesis occur? Why does photosynthesis occur? Photosynthesis occur in green parts of the plant, all green parts of the plant such as leaf, stem and floral buds. That also mark it. Next, underline this accessory pigments and primary pigment. Chlorophyll A is called primary pigment. Chlorophyll B and carotenoids are called accessory pigments. Together called photosystem. That also you learn. Next question, describe photosynthetic reactions. You have to write, you have to mark light dependent reaction and light independent reaction. Light dependent and light independent reactions. So many one words are there. So you have to read line by line. Day to day portions, every day you have to read and learn. You should not accumulate the portions. If you accumulate all portions together, finally you will suffer. It should not happen from your side. So please learn everyday portions thoroughly. Thank you.